Hello and welcome back to Salesforce Hulk. This video is the start of our brand new series where we will be covering scenario-based questions on Salesforce flows. We have already covered what are flows and their different types in this series. So, if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch that first before moving ahead. Now in this video, we will understand how to launch a flow using object-specific action by taking a simple example. So let's get it started. So let's understand the scenario. There is an hiring application. This hiring application consists of three objects. One is job offer. Second is applicant. And the third one is company. So the requirement is that whenever I'll go to any applicant, let's say Rohan's record page. So on that record page, there should be a button. On click of this button, Rohan will be able to see all the job offers in a pop-up, and then from there he can select one of the company's job offer. After that, he'll be clicking on accept the offer. So just after that, all the other companies offers will get rejected, and this particular company offer will get accepted. So that is what the scenario is. So here, on click of this action button, a pop-up will appear which will list all the company's offers and which are given to Rohan, and then Rohan is going to accept one of them, click on the accept offer button, and finally he'll be the status on this job offer will become accepted, and the rest of the other status should be declined. So this is what we need to achieve. So let's begin. For this, you have to install the application, which is hiring application. So the link of that application will be provided in description. I'm using the same link and installing it into my org. You have to simply copy that link, paste it on the browser tab, and then you have to then the login page of Salesforce will appear. You have to put your credentials over here, and then you will be seeing that it will show that the installation is completed, and you have to click on done button. Might be it will be asking one question. Let's see what question it is. So it is, what if existing components name conflict with one in this package will happen? So what exactly we need to do is we need to select this option, install for admins only, right? And then we'll be clicking on install button. So you can see the process is taking place, the process of installing hiring management application. So you can see installation is done. Like the same way your installation process will also be done. You have to select the correct option which I have selected, and then you have to click on done button. So now this particular hiring management application is also available in our org. Let me go to that. So here in this org, we need to create some sample records so that we can test the functionality well, which we are going to build right at the very end. So let me begin creating some of the records. So here, let me first fill the applicant name. I'll put it like email ID now. And now the number. And finally the address. So now saving this. Similarly, we'll be creating further more records of each and every object. So as you can see, now we have created records for each and every object. This one, Sarah Thompson, which is the name of the applicant, email is there, phone number, and the address. Similarly, for the companies also, we have created the records. Energy Enterprise, which is the name of the company, its industry is energy, location is Houston, and the revenue is something like this. And you can see the job offers as well. We have created some job offer records as well. Now, it is important to understand the relationship between these objects. So for that, let me just open the schema builder so that you will get the proper idea. So here in the schema builder, we'll be seeing custom objects, which are applicant, company, and job offer. As you can see, the relationship between them, one company can share multiple job offers, and one applicant can have multiple job offers. So there is a many to many relationship between applicant and company, right? So let's move ahead now and create the logic first of all before moving ahead with the implementation part. So I have already written some of the logical part. Let me explain you one by one. So first of all, we are going to create a screen flow, and within the screen flow we are going to fetch the job offer records related to a particular applicant. Now what is the reason behind this? If you go to an applicant, if you remember, if you recall the requirement, the requirement was when we click on a button which I am going to create on this action tab, on this applicant's record page. So when I'll click on this, then a pop-up will appear which will show the related job offers to this particular applicant. So that's why in the screen flow we need to fetch the job offers records related to a particular applicant. Then in the screen flow we have to create a variable with name record ID. Now here you can see the spelling which I have written. I have written RECORD all in small, then I capital and D in small. And the reason I had done this, because this is case sensitive functionality. The functionality is that the record ID of the applicant will automatically come to this variable, right? To this variable with name record ID, right? Whenever the user will be clicking on the action button. So this is what going to happen. Now the next part of this screen flow is going to be an screen. After that, within the screen we'll be adding a data table which is going to display the records which are fetched in this particular previous step, right? And then we are going to click on the accept offer button, and ultimately after that we have to update the status of the selected job offer and the unselected job offer. Selected job offer will update by accepted value, and unselected job offer will assign the value of declined to the status field. Let's move ahead now. Let's go with the implementation part. I'll go to setup. In the setup, I am going to search for flows. I'll click on new flow button at the top right corner. As you can see, now we'll be having options to select a particular type of flow. So in this case, we need to create a screen flow. It is already selected. I'll click on the create button now. And then I'm going to click on this connector to add the first element, which is going to be get record. And what I'm going to do with this get record element, I'm going to fetch the job offer records which are related to a particular applicant. So I'll write here the label as related job offer, related job offers, and then I'll select the job offer object here. And here, which condition we need to specify? Here, as you can see in the schema builder, job offer is the child of applicant object, and we have the ID of applicant object. Where is the ID? ID is in the record ID variable. Have we created the record ID variable yet? No, we haven't. Let's create it first. So I'm going to go here in new resource. As you can see, there is a toolbox. Under the toolbox, there is a manager tab. Under the manager tab, there is a button, new resource. I'll click on this new resource. I'll select the resource type as variable. And here I'll give the name as record, all in small, I capital, D small. And then I'll select the data type as text. And then I'll move ahead, and this is a very important step. Here we have to mark availability outside the flow as checked. Like we need to mark available for input checkbox as true. The reason being, then only this variable will be able to get the value from the record page of the applicant. So make sure to check this option. I'll mark is as done. Now the variable got created. So here now we can put the condition. So here from the schema builder, you can see the relationship field name on job offer for applicant object is to applicant. So we'll be selecting in the screen flow to applicant, right? And the operator is going to be equals. And here we have created the record ID variable, so that is what we are going to select. So now we are done with this condition part. So this get element will now able to fetch the job offer records related to a particular applicant, right? So this is done. Now the next step is to create a screen, and that screen will be consisting of a data table and a button to accept the offer, right? This is going to be a button. So let's see. First of all, I'll select the screen element. Then I'm going to search for in the component. Under the component tab, I'll search for data table. And in the data table, I'll give the name as select job offer. One job offer, right? Because we want the applicant to select only one job offer. So I'll give the name over here. The label, basically API name do not contain space. Yes, we need to remove the spaces from here. Yeah, that's all. And now, yeah, I want to use this label as table title. So I am checking this. You can see now it's going to appear select one job offer. I'm configuring the data source. I'm selecting here the collection source of data. This data table is going to show the job offer records which are there in the get element, right? It's not appearing because of a particular mistake which we had done. Let's do resolve that. Before that, first of all, label, let's name this screen as related job offers. Okay, let's change the name. Select related job offers. And in the header, I'll remove show header option. I need to cross this and I have to go back to the get records. Here in the get records, we haven't configured this particular thing. How many records do you store? Here we have to select all records option, and that's all. Now let's go back to the screen element. I'll again select the screen element. I'll do the same like searching for data table component, and then in this I'll configure it with the name. I'll use the label as table title. Now the source collection is appearing. You can see the get record element, job offers related to particular applicant. That particular get record element is appearing over here. So that I am selecting. So now we'll be able to display the job offer records. But for a table, there is a need of columns. So now we need to configure the columns and rows. So in the rows, it's asking for, do we want to display single record or multiple record, or like display and select them. So we want to select only single record. So I am selecting single record option here. And then, so we want user to make selection. Yes, we want user to select one of the record. And then the columns, we need to configure the columns. So for that, we have to select first of all the fields. So the field I am going to show is job title, the first column. Let me give the custom label as job title. Then done. Now adding another column, which is for salary. Yeah, that's it. So these are the two columns which are like, these are the two columns which I am going to display now. Yeah, that's all. We are done. Now let's work on the footer part. So here we do not want any pause button. We do not want previous button. We want accept offer button, right? So let's label this. First of all, we need to label the screen. So that is select job offer. And here configuring the header, we do not need to show the header, so I am removing this. And then configuring the footer. In the footer, we want to show one of the button, but let's first of all hide these two button, next and finish button. Then now in the previous button, we need to use a custom label which is accept offer. Now after this, we will be hiding the pause button. So now we have only one single button showing over here, which is accept offer. Done. So now let's select the update element. And the purpose behind this, let me tell you again, the purpose is to update the selected job offer record with a status as accepted. This is what we wanted to do. That's why we need to use this update element. Let me give this update element the name status as accepted, or I can give job offer status as accepted. So this is the name I am giving. Now I'll be using this particular approach, the second approach or the second way to update the record. The reason is that we do not have the record ID or the record collection variable of the updated values. No, we do not have that. We have The object name, we have the ID of the record, job offer record, which we want to update, and then we'll be specifying its right value which we want to update. So we'll be selecting the first the object, which is job offer, and now which job offer record we need to update. To identify that, we have to specify here the condition, which is ID equals. Now we do have the selected job offer record, where we have, if you scroll down here, you can see, then we have here the screen component element, which is select one job offer, right? And then we are getting first selected row, then here we'll be using the ID, because this particular data table was showing the data of job offer itself. So out of those job offer records, we have the selected job offer record ID, which we are comparing over here. And now what value we want to update for that this particular job offer record? The value is of the status field, and the status field value is going to be now accepted. So that is what the update we need to do. That's all. And yeah, now we'll save this. We have the name of this screen flow as accept job offer. I'll save it. I'll activate it. Now we have to create an action button to on the applicant record page. So let's go there in the setup, and then to the object, job of applicant object from object manager. We'll create a new action, and the action type is going to be flow. As you can see, accept job offer flow got automatically selected. If in your case it is not getting selected automatically, you can click over here and select the right flow, which in this case is accept job offer. After that, I'll give it a label, which is review job offer, and then I'll save it. So we had created an action. Now the next step is to add this action to the page layout. So what I'll do is I'll go back on applicant, and I'll go to the page layouts, volunteer page layout. This is the name of the page layout here, and I'm going to drag and drop this under the mobiles and lightning action. We have to drag and drop this review job offer action to the right place. Let me check. So under this mobile and lightning action, you have to drag and drop this. Yeah, and save it. Now let's check and test it finally. So it's working properly or not. So let me refresh the page again. We have this button on this record page of applicant review job offer. Let me click on this. You can see a pop-up is appearing, but we do not have the button over here, accept job offer. The reason being, I think we need to go into the screen flow, and I think we need to make some corrections under the footer. Okay, we haven't. Okay, we had selected the previous button here. No, we need to hide the previous button, and we have to give the custom label to the next button, which is accept offer. Now done. Saving this again. Let's test this. So you can see, if I'll refresh the page, we are getting this button now. No, it is still not there. I'll refresh the page again. Okay, I need to activate it. Activate the flow and then refreshing the page again. Yeah, so now you can see accept offer button is appearing over here. What we need to do is we need to first check the status of all these 3 job offers. So let me open them. First of all, let's see the project manager page. As you can see the status over here for this project manager record page, it is nothing, like nothing is selected for this status field. For the marketing manager, nothing is selected on the status field. And now for the consultant, nothing is selected on the status field. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to review the job offers. I'll select the project manager job offer and I'll click on this accept offer button. So let's see what happens to this project manager job offer record. If I'll click on this accept offer button, and you can see the page got reloaded. If I'll go to the project manager record page, you can see now the status is updated as accepted. So I hope you understood the concept of launching a flow using an object specific action. And if you found this video helpful, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Salesforce Help channel for more such videos.